Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I shall be taking us on a journey of ETL using Microsoft Fabric. We shall be moving data sets from the source to a destination. That will be our scope today. In my previous videos, I carried out this same exercise using Microsoft SSIS in Visual Studio Development Environment, then deploying SQL Server agent to run the job that will trigger the packages. But today we are using fabrics. Now let me notch the IDE. Let me note the IDE straight so that we will know how this plays out. Okay. Is the IDE. I have a temporary trial version. I have a trial version. Okay. Is it? I have a trial version account that I want to use. So I enter my password and move on. Okay. All right. This is the Fabric's environment. It's the same Power BI environment where you can do live publishing and deployment. Okay, now I come to the left-hand side where I can see this Power BI to click on Fabrics. I'm now in the Fabrics environment. The first on the agenda is to create a workspace where all my items, activities will reside. I can call this demo fabrics, demo fabric workspace. I can call it, this is the workspace. I accept every other thing as default, then I apply. Okay. All right. The workspace is created as you can see above. What we need to do again is to create new item. A lake house. We need to create a lake house where the source will be. So in the filter, just put lake there to filter it. This is the lake house we want to use, which has the capability to store big data. You can see it said store big data for cleaning, querying, reporting, and the rest. So it's a very reliable environment where our data can be kept. Because it's a trial version, it's asking me to upgrade, and we accept it, and I'm okay to go. So this is my lake. I can call it this is my data lake. I can call it my I can call it raw data lake house. This is where I want to put, and it's under the same location, under the same workspace. This is where I want every of my work today to be. That's why I created a workspace. So I have done this. I've created the raw data lakehouse where my raw data will reside before I start creating a pipeline that will move them to another location. So I'm looking at flat file today. If it's otherwise, you would have created the schema and set the table. But let's use flat file today. I need to create a new folder. Let me now call this one the raw data. The raw data, I create this, is there. So here I need to upload data to this folder. You can see I have to upload. Let me go to where I have the data. I click on this. So I have our 3 data set here. I upload. All right, it's done. So I need to refresh to see if I have anything here. It's trying to reload again. Okay. All right. Let me click. Okay, you can see I have uploaded here. So the next thing, I will create another lake house where that one will be the destination where analysis and everything can be done. So I move down, let me pick the same workspace, create item again, which is another lake house. Okay, click new item, lake house, filter again, check Lakehouse. We pick the same Lakehouse. This time we are going to have let's call it HRO underscore Lakehouse. Let me assume what I want to put there. There are specific items to HRO. I pick the same workspace. I move on. Okay. All right. You can see this is created and nothing is in it right now. It's empty. So let's go back to Fabrics. We go back to our workspace. Create new item. This time we're going to create a pipeline activities that we run so that anytime it runs, it should be able to move the data from source to destination. Let me say pipeline. You can see we have different types. Ingest data at large scale. So I click this. I call it, let me call it HRO pipeline. HRO pipeline 1. We can have so many pipelines. Now depends on what we want to do and the intention. So this is done. The pipeline is created. No configuration yet. Okay, so let's click on pipeline activity for us to be able to carry out the reactions. The action we want to carry out is copying of data. We pick it, and if you can see, if you look at this top one, you can look at the down part, the right-hand down part where you see expand. Click it, it will expand, where you can do your configuration. This is the default. So I click source. Let's do the configuration of the source where the data is coming from. Let's click here, click on browse all. It's loading. Let's see what we have there. We need to indicate our source of data. We need a stable internet for these things to work well. Okay. You scroll down, you can see your source of data could be SQL Server database, Dataverse, SharePoint list, Azure. So it supports all. But today we are dealing with flat files. So the flat file is from this our raw data lake. I click it. As you can see, and it's a file. No, they are not in a table format yet. It's a file format. So I browse. Let me pick the particular one of interest for now because I need to move them one after the other. So it's supposed to bring the raw data folder, the subfolder we created, which is it. And then let's see the items we have underneath it. Okay, you can see the 3 items I uploaded. Let's pick the first one. Let's pick the first one, which is here. And it's a CSV file, so we need to pick a delimiter so that the system will understand. Otherwise, it will take it as other splitting and the rest. So we have done this. The source has been configured. Let's configure the destination where we want the file to be moved to, or the records. So I picked on connection again. I click on browser. Let's see what we have. Move down. We scroll down. If you don't see it, you can click on view all to see everything that you're looking at. So HRO data Lakehouse is where we want the destination to be. And it's going to be in a tabular form. We want table to be created there, not a flat file. So the next thing, we have to manually enter the table name. Let me call it employee. So we repeat the same thing here, employee. So let's ask it to override the destination because on a normal day, your source environment is always a transactional. Activities happens there every second. So we don't want a situation where when activities happen, you are trying to pull from it. It will go and be creating duplicates in your staging environment. So that's why it's good we pick this override. So let me quickly talk on a trigger here. In a normal Microsoft conventional approach using SSIS, for your packages to be able to run, you would have created SQL Server agents to run a job at an interval, maybe a specific time, midnight when the traffic is low. But here we have the privilege of setting up trigger here. This trigger, if you set up rightly, it will run at an interval and go and pick the source to destination, which of course from that destination, from your destination here, which might be the staging, you can equally do other activities to move it to a data warehouse where a reporting can actually be built. So you can see the trigger, you can give a name, you can select the source to choose the type of activity you want to carry out without your trigger. You can see job. Most often jobs are what we run for us. You can see Azure blobs, anything. If you pick job now, for instance, you should be able to configure the time you want it to run. And when it runs, what is it triggering? It's going to trigger the HRO pipeline, which is what we have just configured. And when it does that, which means data will be moved from source to destination. So having done this, let's validate to check if there's error in what we have done. There's no error. If there's error, you would have seen it here. So if there's no error, let's now try to run. We'll run this manually and see, we save and run to see how the data will be moved from the source to a destination, which of course we did not see anything before, which is this HRO data warehouse. So it is running. I can click here to expand as well. Can see it has queued it and it's running now. So this environment is known for high scalability. No matter the volume of data you are bringing it here, you have no time issues. There's no time it will slow down at the running pace. It will run as expected quickly and deliver values. So let's wait for this to complete and check our destination if there is anything there. Okay, you can see it is successful. So our destination is this HRO lake, as you can see. I click it again at the top. And if you see this where it was before, let's refresh to see if we can have anything there. Okay, it's trying to refresh and load. If it runs successfully, which means we should have employee. Just as you can see, you can see the employee table we created. Let's see whether it has value inside. Okay, the value, if there's value, which means it has moved it successfully from the source to destination. So this is exactly it. This is it. It has been able to move this from the source lake to the destination lake. So that source lake could equally be, like I said, a SQL database environment. Your sources where you have your data that you want to pull. So this is what we can cover today to avoid a long video. So what we'll be doing next time, I will add the other data set to it, create a relationship between these two tables here, and automatically create Power BI reporting for this data analysis. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see you. This is the first lesson. The second lesson is where we will do that. Thank you, and remain blessed.